It begins on a small island in the Mediterranean, Corsica, 1769. A boy named Napoleon Bonaparte is born into a modest family of minor nobility. Few could have guessed that this child, born under French rule but raised with Italian roots, would rise to become one of the most powerful figures in European history. Napoleon's story is not one of royal birth or inherited wealth. It is a tale of sharp intellect, unmatched ambition, and relentless will. He was sent to France as a boy to study at military school, a foreigner among the French elite. He spoke French with an accent, was mocked for his modest origins, but he excelled. Mathematics, strategy, history, he absorbed them all like a sponge. And above all, he studied war. By the time the French Revolution erupted, Napoleon was a young officer, eager for opportunity, and revolutions, chaotic and bloody as they are, create openings for the bold. He first caught attention during the siege of Toulon, where he displayed a keen strategic mind that quickly propelled him upward. But it was in 1799 that Napoleon made his most audacious move. France was unstable, torn apart by years of revolution and war. In a bold coup, he seized control and named himself first consul. Not long after, he crowned himself emperor. Yes, crowned himself. In 1804, during a lavish ceremony in Notre Dame Cathedral, Napoleon took the crown from the Pope's hands and placed it on his own head. The message was clear. His power did not come from the church nor from tradition, it came from himself. As ruler, Napoleon was a paradox, a dictator who embraced some Enlightenment ideals, a warrior who brought law. He reformed education, centralized government, and introduced the Napoleonic Code, a set of civil laws that would influence legal systems across the world for centuries. But his ambition didn't stop at France's borders. Napoleon's military campaigns reshaped Europe. He defeated coalition after coalition, Austria, Prussia, Russia, spreading French influence far and wide. At the height of his power, he controlled or influenced nearly all of continental Europe. But with every new conquest came resistance. Every empire he broke gave rise to new enemies. Then came 1812, his greatest gamble and his greatest mistake. Napoleon invaded Russia with a massive army, but he underestimated the Russian winter, the vastness of the land, and the will of the people. His army was decimated not just by battle, but by starvation, disease, and cold. Only a fraction returned. The myth of invincibility was broken. By 1814, his enemies united once more. Paris was taken. Napoleon was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. But the story wasn't over. In 1815, he escaped, returned to France, and marched to Paris. As he approached, soldiers sent to arrest him instead joined him. He reclaimed power without firing a single shot. This period, just 100 days, was brief but dramatic. It ended at the Battle of Waterloo, where Napoleon was finally defeated by the British and Prussians. This time, there would be no return. He was exiled again, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. Far from Europe, far from power, Napoleon spent his final years reflecting on his life and legacy. He died in 1821. But Napoleon never truly vanished. His influence is still felt in law, in military strategy, in the idea of merit rising above birth. To some, he was a tyrant, to others, a genius. But all agree, he changed the course of history. From a Corsican outsider to emperor of the French, Napoleon Bonaparte remains one of the most fascinating, controversial, and influential figures the world has ever known. Thank you for listening to Explained Under 5 Minutes. If this episode helped you find a little more clarity, consider subscribing and sharing with someone who could use it too. Until next time, stay strong, stay present, and stay curious.